Hey, good afternoon, everybody. So the Bank of Canada raised their key interest rate from 0.5 to a whole 0.5% to 1%. Now, what does that mean for you? A lot of people are going to be freaking out what's happening. So first of all, it's an attempt to fight inflation. Since the pandemic, the government's done a lot to increase the activity and the free capital or cash in the economy through various different means. But what they've done is essentially helped create this inflation that's caused a lot of people see this prices to go up in every way, shape, or form, whether it's building materials, whether it's housing costs, whatever it may be. Coupled with a lot of other factors, the Ukraine and the energy costs, everything driving up because of that as well. All of these different factors have played into an incredible amount of inflation that the government needs to, they feel they need to curb. So this is the biggest hike in 20 years. And I said it on a video this morning, not to get worried because you're going to see all of this, all the crazy headlines out there. And don't listen to it. Understand what's happening in your life and how that affects you. So the biggest single increase in the last 20 years, last time was May 2020. And there's going to be more coming. And we knew this, we saw it coming. Everyone's been talking about it, but it's actually happening. So people start to get a little bit like, oh my God, the sky is falling. Not the case. We're trying to get back to the inflation and the interest levels that we were pre-pandemic. This is the end of free money. You got to think about it. Even though the banks were making money, I mean, those levels the Bank of Canada was lending the money on, it was free. So essentially for us, you're looking at sub 2% interest rates. Very unrealistic to keep that long term. There will be more and more interest rates coming. The last thing is, well, actually, the two things. They're looking for a neutral rate, which is in between 2 to 3%. That neutral rate means that if we had great employment, the economy was robust, it would have that neutral number of inflation and also interest rates. So they're looking at the 2 to 3%. We've got a little bit to go, so expect more increases. What is that going to do? It's going to do a few things. And if you have a fixed mortgage right now, it's not going to do anything for the time being. Please speak to a mortgage broker. You can call us to get a little bit more information what that looks like long term. If you do have a variable mortgage, it's still going to be better because you get a little bit of a break on interest because you're in a variable. Right now, what that means with this interest rate increase, you're looking at about a $24 per month increase for every $100,000 you have on your mortgage. Again, reach out to us, put you in contact with mortgage professionals that can talk to you a little bit more about how it affects you in terms of real estate. All of this means that we are in a shifting, ever-changing market. It's always happening, whether it's a pandemic, whether it's a war, whether it's trying to curb inflation or trying to increase inflation to keep the economy going. There's always going to be measures that we need to monitor. You can't change it. Right? The monetary policy is made by people much smarter than me, although I might not agree with them 50% of the time or 90% of the time. I might not agree with them. However, the overall macroeconomic level of what's happening, we can't change. The Bank of Canada, their interest rates, they make those decisions. All we can really do is understand what's happening. So I don't want people to freak out and say the sky is falling. Things are going to change. Things are going to adjust. And it's still... Again, if you look at our interest rates right now, they're still fantastic. They're getting back to what they were pre-pandemic. And when I bought my first house, it was 8%, 7.75% interest rate. All of these things that are happening are going back to some sort of levels they were before. We still have a great market to buy and a great market to sell. It's all relative, and expectation needs to be set properly. So this is getting a little bit long, but guys, if anybody's listening to this and you're freaking out about whether you're a real estate professional, whether you're a home seller, home buyer, there's going to have to be a shift in expectations, but just understanding what's happening is the key to not creating pandemonium. And you're going to see so many headlines out there that are going to be, the sky is falling, interest rates are hiking, what's happening? It's just shifting back from where we were at basically free money to a more realistic approach to running an economy. So all that being said, give me a shout, give anybody on our team a call anytime. Knighton Real Estate Advisors, call me 905-515-1276. Cheers, everybody. Happy hump day.